Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Insider Provider channel. Today I'll be going through how Man United are now once again an elite team that's ready to fight for titles. Before we get into the video, please subscribe to see more videos on the channel. Man United haven't looked a serious threat to any Premier League title or Champions League trophy ever since the great Sir Alex Ferguson left back in 2013, where he won 13 Premier League trophies and 25 other trophies. Since then they've only won 4 trophies, including 2 League Cups, which are generally disregarded by the elite teams. Currently at the helm is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who during his playing days was known as Sir Alex Ferguson's super sub. This meant throughout his career he listened intently to what Ferguson intended on doing on the pitch and often executed himself once brought on. Out of any of the club's players throughout Ferguson's tenure, Solskjaer is probably the best man for the United job, considering his experience on the sidelines with Ferguson. Solskjaer burst onto the scene when he became caretaker manager to Jose Mourinho, once he got sacked halfway through the season. After his introduction to the league, no manager in the entire league gained more points than his 25 points, after going on a 6-match winning run, only stopped by a draw at Burnley. His first managerial loss came from PSG in a 2-0 loss in the Champions League, which was overturned in an incredible 3-1 victory to go through the quarter-finals. From then on, people realised that Solskjaer taking over United was a match made in heaven. One great aspect that Solskjaer has brought to United is that players now have a route into the first team from the academy, which Mourinho would have never done. In recent times we've seen potential world-class players like Mason Greenwood, Scott McTominay and Brandon Williams feature heavily in the starting 11. This brings culture to the squad where the players grow up knowing what it takes to play for Man United, and it cuts costs on paying transfer fees for players to fill the position they have already taken in the squad, where they can now spend elsewhere. Over the past few years, United would pay a premium price for superstar players in their prime, like Di Maria and Sanchez, whether or not they fitted into the system they played, and as we all know that went to waste. However, recently we've seen them target a certain position of weakness and find the best player to execute that role. For example, when Valencia left United, Diogo Dalot and Ashley Young of all people were asked to occupy the right back spot, and it was a clear weakness and teams targeted that. United then went into the market to find a defensively solid right back that could sometimes contribute going forward, but defensive ability came first. They brought in Aaron Wan-Bissaka for £50 million, and they now have one of the best defensive fullbacks in Europe at the young age of 22, and he'll be a great player for a decade. A similar course of action was taken for Harry Maguire. It was clear to see that United lacked any leadership across the back line, and therefore had no defensive solidity, and it looked like at any moment a defensive mistake could happen. United went out onto the market for a defensive leader that would bring consistency across the entire back line. The man they deemed right for the job was Harry Maguire, who is currently their captain, showing his leadership skills to become the captain of the club so quickly. They may have spent a record fee for a defender at £80 million, but United haven't looked so solid in defence since Rion Vidic upon his arrival. Since Solskjaer can now rely on his defence, he can devote more players into the attack, which inevitably leads to more goals. This season academy graduate Marcus Rashford has changed from looking at a threat in a striker to genuinely being one on the left wing. This season already he has scored 4 more in 300 minutes less, while operating on the left wing. With Rashford's shift to the left wing, he's made room for Anthony Martial to get more game time in striker, which he is also more of a threat as it is his preferred position. Once again, Martial has seen a 4-goal increase in the Premier League after his transition back to striker. Effectively, the 2 swapping positions saw an 8-goal increase alone. Now on to a very recent change in United, where in January we saw Bruno Fernandez come in for £62 million. Many thought he wouldn't be able to cut it in the Premier League, as it's a lot more technically and physically demanding. He proved everyone wrong, as ever since he made his debut, no one has contributed to more goals than him. Another question that was brought up upon his arrival is how does he fit in a midfield alongside Pogba, as they're both very attacking-minded midfielders that typically won't contribute much in defence. As things stand, Fernandez is currently putting up 3 tackles and interceptions per 90, which was equal to the output of Matic and Scott McTominay. We've recently seen Fernandez and Pogba play alongside each other in a midfield 3 against Brighton, where they played so fluidly you'd think they grew up playing football together. Throughout this season we've also seen upturns in form from the likes of Luke Shaw, Nemanja Matic and Lindelof, who often come in the way of criticism, but with recent changes throughout the staff and squad, they've come good. This could be down to the fact that with the additions to the squad, it makes it easier for them to play alongside those players, as the likes of Maguire would take a load off Shaw's shoulders in defensive tasks, allowing him to focus solely on his wing. Overall, Man United are now a force to be reckoned with for the rest of the season and for the years to come, and with the type of transfers they've done in the past year, they could get even stronger, a worrying thought for any rival team. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe to see more content like this, and I'll see you next time.
like him. Solo, flying in the M Falcon. Come up, but I'm